marquee matchup, Alex, Kangas, Brad, Eidsness. Game 1 of the season, Frank and Doug in Grand Forks in a moment.
A storied college hockey rivalry reaches game number 274. It dates back to 1930, but after World War II it turned white hot and it remains untouchable.
No rivalry is more passionate than the one between North Dakota and Minnesota. Every rush is faster.
There's a 2-on-1. There's a nice pass. Schrader, open net and a goal.
Every save is bigger.
Waiting, shooting, and Alex Kangas.
And every hit stings longer. The next chapter in the rivalry begins. Gopher hockey starts right now.
Fighting Sioux fans and Golden Gopher fans eagerly await tonight's season debut for Minnesota hockey. Once again, North Dakota and Minnesota are two top 10 teams in the nation. No surprise there. But Gopher fans are awaiting for perhaps some surprises and wrapped inside this year's college hockey gift wrappings. A small but star-studded freshman class will get a true baptism by fire this weekend. All 4 freshmen, NHL draft picks, including 1 first-rounder. They come in 2 defensemen and 2 forwards, and tonight they begin writing their maroon and gold legacy. They will have the support of a tremendous veteran cast, 20 returning lettermans, all trusted players, all players who know what it's like to play in Grand Forks. All of them know what it is like to lose in Grand Forks, and the 2 boys from Prior Lake will be called on Doug Loog to lead the offensive skills of Minnesota.
Well, they're certainly going to have to. They had nice years last year, but look, we thought Jordan Schrader was a world beater. He was really good, only had 13 goals. Not bad for a freshman, but for a guy they're leaning to, going to have more. James Baraball definitely has to step it up. He had a good season his freshman year, kind of slid a little bit, and I think he's going to come back.
With Doug Loog, I'm Frank Mazzocco. We welcome you to the Ralph Engelstad Arena in Grand Forks, and welcome to college hockey, Golden Gopher hockey. For Minnesota, this is the lid lifter. They had 1 exhibition game, and now it's not only right into the regular season, but right into conference play. And we asked Don Lucia, what about those challenges of playing in North Dakota the first weekend?
I mean, we're going to go up there, and whether it's a returning player or a freshman, they're not going to see a more hostile environment all season long than what they're going to see this weekend. And to sit back and see how they're going to handle it, see how some of our seniors are going to lead. They've been through it. They know what to expect, and pass that down throughout the rest of the players. And hopefully we'll see that calm in the eye of a storm at times, because we understand that you're going to go up there and you're going to get your ears pinned back for a period of time. And how are you going to handle that? Are you going to be able to respond, come back? And that's what I'm looking to see.
You know, when the eye of the storm is very, very small, it's a very dangerous hurricane, and that's what the eye is like up here. Doug, how do you prepare a team?
Well, if I were done last week, I would have showed the first couple of periods of last year's games where we got depanced, got bent over, and whacked with a paddle. I don't think X's and O's made a whole lot of. You're going to have to come ready to go. This is going to be a great first 5 minutes. Even the first shift, in my mind, something's going to happen. I don't know what it is. I
used the word shredded last year, but if you want to go that other route, you can. The Golden Gophers were outscored 12-4 in that last series here in Grand Forks, and folks, it wasn't even that close. But the blood still boils between the 2 teams. Puck drop in a moment.
Well, we know how they're going to come out. They're going to come out chirping. They're going to come out trying to knock your head off. And, you know, most of us guys have been there. There's only 4 freshmen this year compared to 10 last year. And so, you know, we know what to expect. We know how the crowd's going to be. And, you know, last year's over with. It doesn't matter anymore. It's a new year, new start. And, you know, we're all very excited. We haven't had a regular season game yet. So, you know, we're all antsy to get out on the ice and get things going.
Item number 1, chirping. Item number 2, they will take our heads off. Then we can play hockey. Welcome back to the Ralph Engelstad Arena. We're about ready to get underway here. Doug, first of all, the McDonald's game plan, what do you see?
Well, I think it's got to be about being ready physically. Minnesota has to be ready to answer the bell. And they got to get to the net, and it's not going to be an easy chore because North Dakota's got those great big D again. North Dakota, test the Gopher defense. Some think it's still a little bit light.
Let's turn to our Northland Ford goaltenders, and we will start with the visitor, Alex Kangas. A couple of battle-tested goaltenders, actually. Kangas played 89 of his team minutes. He is a 22-year-old junior out of Rochester, and down at the other end, more experience. Brad Eidsness played 94% of his team's minutes last year. He's a sophomore from Alberta, and at age 20, will get the starting nod here in just year number 2. 2-0 record. They beat Merrimack last weekend in a non-conference series. That might give Minnesota a little bit of an edge. Don Lucia in much better spirits this year. Remember, last year he missed the trip up here during the shredding because of his illness. And now he is actually even starting to chuckle a little bit about how he feels. He's feeling much better. 535 career wins. Dave Hackstall will be behind the other bench, always intense.
Well, Minnesota, you got a veteran line going there with Carmen, Lucia, and Flynn.
And that's a little bit of a change, folks. We'll see how Don Lucia adjusts the line. He elected to get Tony Lucia out on the ice for this first shift, and things did not end prettily for Lucia in the second game of last year's series. We're underway. Nick Leddy, the freshman defenseman wearing number 5, played it across in his own end. Mike Carmen got it as far as center ice, and Lucia pumps it in the zone. They drive it around the board. Evan Krupp could not get it out. Here's a quick shot there by Dave Fisher. That deflects to the corner. Flynn to Carmen, and pretty good cycling already. Good crisp movement with the puck by Minnesota. Leddy, a wrist shot, it's high, and Eidsness has to knock it down. The check in the corner is thrown by the defenseman Ben Blood, a sophomore out of Plymouth. And here's Carmen battling up on the far rail. He's pinned pretty good by Brad Malone. 2 hits allows Flynn to come away with the puck, but they can't control. And the Gophers' first shift had the Fighting Sioux pretty well bottled up, Doug.
Yes, they did. Minnesota got the first shot and the first hit. I'm not sure which is most important. Maybe the hit.
Evan Trupp with a shot wide of the target. Now to the corner it goes. Danny Cristo, number 7. And it's taken away by the Golden Gophers. Gordon Schrader brings it in, and it was wrapped off his stick by Gregoire. Now Jay Maribal goes in after it. Mike Hofel is out on the left wing on this line. We expect to see much of this combination. Actually, Cristo getting it into the zone. And a little misplaced puck at the side of the net. There'll be a penalty coming up there in that collision. That was Minnesota freshman defenseman Seth Helgeson.
Well, Minnesota will need to kill this penalty. They've started out so well. It's a good call by the referee. Stick is in the feet here. Holds him down. No question about that. Jason Gregoire.
So a minute and 30 seconds. 90 seconds into the game, the first power play of this game goes to the Fighting Sioux.
And Minnesota really came out and played strong lead. Moved the puck.
Answered the bell well. All right, we'll see what happens now. The center iceman, Chris Van de Velde, is waved out of there. And Gregoire comes in. Helgeson draws the first penalty of the regular season for the Golden Gophers. There's Danny Cristo back to get it. He is a freshman out of Eden Prairie. Cristo, number 7 at 5'11" and 180 pounds, gets it ahead. Van de Velde sweeping it into the Minnesota corner, collides there with Dave Fisher. Now grabbed by Ryan Flynn, shorthanded, playing it ahead a little bit out of the reach of Carmen. But the icing doesn't matter here as the Gophers are short.
What I like so far about the Gophers, they're around a Sioux player. There's a Sioux player there, there's a Gopher player there.
Taylor Matson with a check on Van de Velde. He bounced off of it. Now the shot by Cristo goes wide. There's another long shot. That one was knocked down by Aaron Nassa. Centering passes underneath Kangas, and they score! 47 seconds on the power play. A couple of mishandled pucks in the Minnesota end, and the Fighting Sioux tap in a power play goal.
Well, sometimes you're lucky. And I'll tell you what, Danny Cristo was a little bit lucky, or Gregoire was a little bit lucky on that. It just slid right underneath the pad. Here comes wide angle here. Puck gets a good bounce, gets really a good bounce. Comes across. You see number 7 coming in on the weak side, but Gregoire will take the shot, pass it back out in front, come back out, backhands it, goes under the back. I mean, Most of the times, that'll hit the shoulder, stay out. Not this time.
Gregoire, the sophomore from Winnipeg, in the opening goal of this weekend series. At 5 skaters aside now, there's Mario Lamoureux having a little bit of a problem with the puck in his own end, but the Fighting Sioux bring it in. 3-on-1, and that shot by Boney is broken up. And Patrick White, the forward, behind his own net to Aaron Ness. The sophomore defenseman leading the rush in. Turned into a 2-on-4, and it turned into an offside play. Important for Minnesota to answer quickly now, Doug, and solidly on the next shift or two.
And they can't become sullen. They can't drop their chins. They got to keep their chests up. It started. You see that they were prepared. And it'll even out here. They'll get their breaks.
Vandervelde gets 1 assist on the second goal of the year by Gregoire, and a 1-0 Fighting Sioux lead. And the face-off to North Dakota, it's shoveled ahead to Christo. A nice play out at center ice. I think that was Malone. Actually, it was Jason Gregoire.
He's a good player. Number 17. Number 7 is Christo. He's a good player. Maybe the most skilled player on this Sioux team.
Schrader tried to soft touch it out of the zone. He'll need some help now for Barabal. If the Fighting Sioux had any shaky legs, they've got him right back. That goal, that power play goal, has given them a good boost. Schrader gets it in, and he put it right onto the stick of Ben Blood, the sophomore from Plymouth. Now stepping up, here's Fairchild making the play right in front of Barabal, a bouncing puck, and it dribbled right off the skate of Schrader.
Great
Fairchild.
chance.
All set up by Fairchild, Doug.
Yeah, I tell you, Fairchild is going to be a key player. You mentioned that in the open there. I think he's going to be Minnesota's maybe most valuable player.
Here he is, right in the slot, and it's off his stick as he was checked on that play. A good back-checking play by Michael Cici. Long shot that hits a body, and it bounces right to Che Genoway. And Genoway will dump it into the Minnesota end for a quick change, but David Taves goes in after the puck, and he and Helgeson collide. Now Lucia getting challenged in a hurry by Brett Brunito. A blast by Schrader, changes direction, then goes to the corner. Hard hit in the corner. And out to center ice comes Sheeny, flipping it in, and Ness in a collision there. Another big solid check thrown by Brunito. And there might be a penalty out of that hit.
Well, I think it's the other one, elbowing later, or interference. I don't think it was actually the first one. But you know one thing about the Sioux, they have a tendency not to go to the box. As you see, there's a Lincoln Douglas debate going on at center ice.
There's the Brunito hit, throwing Ness into the corner. Doug thought he saw an elbow somewhere out of the fray there. The penalty is going to be interference. Did Ness not have the puck?
You know, Frank, I thought he raised his arms, Brunito, and I thought he caught him with an elbow, but it was not the case. Interference was probably the right call. But it wasn't right there.
And that's a Brunito hit on Lucia elsewhere. A look at some power play numbers. The Minnesota specialty teams overall, both on the power play and penalty kill last year, were number 2 in the nation. Now here's Nico Sacchetti, stripped of the puck out at center ice. A nice deflection there by Brad Malone. And we'll set this power play as quickly as we can, Doug.
Yeah, well, you got Nicky Sacchetti, number 13, Carmen 16, 12, Lucia up front, with Letty, the freshman, with Fisher.
And that line, well, sans Burkholz, so it is a bit of a mix there to get some veterans out on this power play. The only newcomer out on the ice would be Letty, the freshman defenseman, and now Dave Fisher has to go back after it. Fisher. And now up on the far rail. Dropped it back to get it away from Lamoureux. And Letty will lob it in.
It's not a good lob because he puts it right against the rail.
Yeah, but Eidsness had trouble playing it anyway, so he got a break there.
Yeah, he did get a break.
Here's Fairchild keeping it in. Lucia pushes it to the corner. And Eric Lapointe jumps on the puck. He can't get it out. And a hard drive by Sacchetti. Brought that one pretty well, but missed the target. In front for Lucia. He's spun around by Lapointe. And Lamoureux throws it down the rink.
One thing you'll see the Sioux do, they will challenge. They will not stand still and let you. They won't play out of a box. They'll come right out at you, make the play. They won't go down without movement.
Brunido still in the box for another half minute. Mike Hopeful in on a forecheck for Minnesota, but North Dakota gets control. Gregoire to center, and he chips it down the rink between the two defensemen. Kangas to play it for Barabal. Behind the net to Ness. Up the middle to Schrader. Out to center ice and out of the reach of Hopeful.
Yeah, that was not a bad pass. I think that should have been caught by Mr. Hopeful.
His arms came back there a little bit, did they not? Ness. Penalty to Brunido about to expire as Malone. No shots on goal there, Doug, on that power play. A rush on the left wing boards by Mardo. Stripped of the puck by Fairchild. Evan Trupp with a block on the far side. Fairchild had a piece, but not enough to control. Brett Hextall goes in after it. Brett Malone is there as well. And at the line, it was kept in by Andrew McWilliam, the defenseman. There was a shot right through Ness, and it went wide of the net. Well, that was dangerous because I think Ness might have been screening Kangas. Hopeful with a bad pass at the line. And back out to center ice.
Guys are falling and aren't even being hit.
Taylor Madsen playing his first game since last November when he sustained a knee injury. Lamoureux brings it in. Letty bumps him off the puck. Now they'll both go after it. Zajac centers it. And that nice play to break it up by Fisher. Madsen shovels it back to the blue line, and the Fighting Sioux regroup.
Well, a lot of skill on this ice sheet. Every shift that goes out has got good players that can handle the puck.
Madsen getting it in. Quickly played to center and then grabbed now by Fisher. Now the errors have been few.
No, they just got the bad break there. Gofers got the bad break. But other than that, it's been pretty well played. Good passes. There's Blood with a nice 80-footer.
Then Blood got it out to center ice, and then it is flipped into the zone by Rowney. And the centering pass taken away. Here's White. Out to center with Carmen. At the line, it's wrapped off his stick. Sam Lofquist keeping it in with a shot towards the net, but not on goal. It was blocked. Now Sichi played it to the Minnesota line, and Mardo goes back for it.
And Flynn's got 3 hits in already.
Mardo playing it back again to his partner Lapointe. And out at center ice now for Sichi.
That's another one for Flynn. That would be a good full-time job for him, just finding different colors.
Carmen gets the loose puck after the Gopher player Lofquist was knocked off of it. And now Ness. As we approach the halfway point of period number 1. McWilliam back to get it. Sophomore out of Calgary, and he'll set up shot from behind. To Malone. To the Minnesota line, Vandevelde drops it back, and that long shot got deflected. It was another long one by Danny Cristo. 3 Gophers bring it to center. Lucia winds and fires. It got through Eidsness, but he deflected it just wide of the net. What a bullet by Lucia. Fairchild holds the zone. Threads a pass in front for Lucia. He gets jammed up and then takes it away from Getaway. A great play to get a shot on goal, and Eidsness right there to hold on. Co-captain Tony Lucia showing Minnesota leadership here. The Fighting Sioux up 1-0. A lot of ebb and flow in this one. Our officials tonight, Derek Shepard, Marco Hunt. The assistant refs for the linesmen are Tom Lund, Matt Allwelling, and you'll notice the referees now have gone the numbers. They don't want to be identified. So it's, you know what I think is a good move.
That's fine.
Long one from center ice, and it's glove breadbasket catch by Kangas.
Neither team has had a great scoring opportunity. The Gregoire goal was a little bit fortunate. One shot slid underneath the goaltender, Kangas.
Little lip jack out there. That's Zajac and Barabal. Chirping, I believe it was.
Chirping.
Schrader called it.
That's okay.
Schrader out, ready for this face-off. I
would consider these the top 2 lines playing against each other here. Danny Cristo, number 7, Vandervelde, 29, and Gregoire, 17 for the Sioux against Minnesota's Hopeful, Schrader, and Barabal.
Barabal gets it in the zone, gets jammed up pretty good by Ben Blood.
Jammed or mugged?
Jammed. Okay. There was no whistle, therefore no mugging.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's some big defensemen that are wearing white.
Schrader, nice catch at the line, winds and fires. Nice block by Lapointe.
Lapointe, he broke his foot last year. He's going to break it again if he stands in front of those Rockets.
I think the puck hit a glove on the bench, so we take a break, and our Toyota Key Stat will show you Minnesota's opening season game success in the last 2 years. They won the last 2 openers on the road against St. Cloud State and 2 years ago at home against RPI. And then the first time they have faced North Dakota in a conference season opener here at their house, or actually here in Grand Forks.
And we got Taylor Matson, who Gopher coaches are high on. They like his speed, and some think he could be like an MVP type player because he's got such a great attitude.
Fisher out at center ice. And then it is flipped in from the blue line by Zach Budish, number 24, one of the 2 big-name freshmen to come into the Minnesota program this year. And out of the scrap on that far board, the back referee spots something. And we'll sort it out for you in Grand Forks in a moment.
Here's Jake Hansen. He's going to move in. He's going to take out the body. Not so sure. Maybe use his stick.
Well, they call it checking from behind.
Wow.
And it was called by the back ref. I think it was way back inside the opposite blue line. Cristo's shot gets knocked down in front. Flynn backhands it out of the zone.
Minnesota was just terrific last year, killing penalties. They have a lot of guys they can throw over the boards. Harmon will be one of the key guys.
At 89%, they set a school record here at the line as Martyr to play it in. Up the middle once again, Gregoire. Now off the skate of Carmen and back out at center ice. Fairchild out pretty far as a penalty killer. Now a little recoup.
And that ice is for, you're supposed to skate on all of it. That's why they put the sheet down.
Now Fisher. Taves in a big collision there. They were thinking body first before the puck. Evan Trupp back to Mardo. Now to Cristo. And that shot goes back behind the net. Gregoire over to get it. Feeds it around to Trupp once again. Fighting Sioux making a change on the fly. That's the player just on at the line. And that was Joe Gleason, and this one is an easy glove catch. And they will hold on.
Jumping Joe Gleason had a slow start in camp. Came on, had a good weekend last weekend. When he died in Minnesota, not a big kid, but he handles the puck. Talked to a few people here yesterday, and they were impressed.
He is a freshman, as Doug mentioned, out of Edina, and 2 years ago led to help lead the team to a state runner-up title.
He's on the
finalist. Yeah, and a finalist for Mr. Hockey in 07.
You gotta like him. He's on the power play. Either that or they don't have a whole lot of good.
Hextall was checked. His shot got nowhere. Now another blast by Mardo gets deflected. Jake Mardo, number 25, the junior from Grand Forks. Now Malone. Hopeful nearly picked his pocket. Mardo threw a screen, and it's knocked down, I think, by Ness, and Schrader got rid of it and stunned one of the linesmen. Mardo again, driving it in from center ice.
They put the big Marlowe in front of the net when the puck gets back at the point. Drive it, he screens.
Now this was misplayed back out at center. Genoway just on the ice in the midst of a line change. And then from center ice, it's dumped all the way down by Schrader. And the penalty on Hansen only has 5 seconds remaining.
Good job at the goals.
3 shots on goal for the Fighting Sioux. And a little chip pass for Genoway. He couldn't get the shot off. 5 skaters aside with 7:20 to go and a 1-0 North Dakota lead. A power play goal by Gregoire at 90 seconds is the only tally in this game. Zajac goes in after it, bumped hard by Fairchild, who also stripped him of the puck. Now Blood took a hard hit from Sacchetti. A quick centering pass, and it gets deflected wide. Now Hansen trying to get it out of the zone. In a very well-played game, and right now, great forechecking pressure by North Dakota. Here comes Sacchetti to center, and the pass a little bit too far for Hansen on the left wing. Mardo again back in his own line. Knocked out of the air by Sacchetti, and that breaks up the play.
That's the way to do it. Play center court.
Now it's thrown ahead by Helgeson, and the Gophers change all 5 players on the go. Mardo out of the corner. Headman pass to Brunado at center. He got bumped off the puck. Now Cici bringing it in. And a centering pass gets deflected. Good coverage by Minnesota's forwards. Flynn a long shot. Goes for the rebound. And it gets deflected into the glove of Eidsness.
That's the 5th time that Flynn's been noticeable in this game. 3 hits and 2 shots, and that's good. Here he comes. This is Flynn coming off the outside. Gets blocked, but he keeps coming, gets that second shot. That's an attitude play. Yeah, we'll take a little look here. Stop it right there. North Dakota's got 1, 2, 3, so instead of getting turned on the blue line, he gets it in. Gets it in deep instead of getting caught. Now it's 3-3 instead of playing at the blue line.
Gleason pinned up by Carmen, but they still work it over to Hextall. He gets it out to center ice. Fisher back to get it, and now back across to the freshman Leddy. Out to center ice and off the stick of Carmen, and it comes back in on Eidsness, and he wisely covers up, taking the safety valve out there to get the whistle.
Carmen's got to catch that pass. That was right on his stick. Good pump movement by the Gophers and by the Sioux. Tempo is good, but you've got to catch that pass, especially down the middle. 2 strides, you've got an opportunity to blister one.
Fourth line out for Minnesota. It is with the adjustment of throwing Lucia in there as well. So Matson, Budish, number 24 on the slot side of the circle, and Lucia the other winger here for the time being. And as it's played in, Malone and Fisher go after it. Nice sweeping sweep check by Fisher. Truck trying to knock it out of the air. Kangas holding his ground. Great concentration save by Alex Kangas.
Kangas looks cool, he looks calm, and he's pretty collected right now. Watch, keeps himself steady, doesn't start jumping around. When he's calm, he says he plays a whole lot better, which makes sense because it gives him confidence. I visited with him yesterday. Interesting, he's looking for a much better year. Not that last year's was bad or horrible, but he thinks he's going to be better.
Back at the line, Mardo. And that rebound up in the air in the slot. Ness trying to nurse it out of the zone, but not far enough. Rowney dropped it back, and a blast fired wide by Lamoureux.
Oh, that was a nice give and go by the Sioux.
Carter Rowney, number 27, is a freshman out of Alberta. Lamoureux couldn't control. Zajac goes after it with Lucia. Thrown away to Ness, and he'll in it. Whoa, no icing. It touched somebody at the line. It touched Jake Mardo. Here's Mardo back in his own end, coming up on 5 minutes left in the period. Now Lofquist. With a very soft pass and a good recovery by Ness. Right side by Lucia, a little bit too far on the play there for Burkholz, but he'll chase it down anyway. Josh Burkholz, the freshman out of Maple Grove.
Nice play by Lofquist there, stopping that rush.
Ness trying to get it ahead. And back into the zone. Van de Velde to the far side of the rink, and Gregoire. Van de Velde in the corner. And now out to center ice. Here comes Schrader. Joined by Burkholz in the middle of a change. A rising shot. Eidsness dropped it. And behind the net to Christo with some getting up. He brings it ahead. Oh, Van de Velde somehow missed that. Getting hit by Barabal. I thought he was going to blast him. Trump centers it. The shot deflects off Fisher. Chris Van de Velde again with his big frame in the slot. 6'2" and 207. Offside at the line. The defenseman Fairchild bringing it in. Had to reach back for that pass. Alex Kangas keeping this a 1-0 game here in the first period in the season opener.
Watch this guy as he approaches the line. He'll jump in and be a 4-man rush. Stop it. 1, 2, 3, and he's sliding in here as the 4th guy. They're adding that defenseman, whether it be Marto or whether it be Genoway.
Here's Eidsness, and he'll cover up once again on a long dump in attempt from that center ice. 1-0 here on the Gregoire goal. The Minnesota women are leading Minnesota Duluth 1-0 at the end of one at Ritter Arena. A battle of those two heavyweights.
Minnesota hasn't been able to set up in the slot and get the good shot off. Not like North Dakota. North Dakota probably got 3 good scoring opportunities. Minnesota 1.
Yeah, the Gophers' scoring chances coming in flashes and flurries. And I thought that Lucia's created a couple of good ones in close along with Schrader. But there's been no sustained time of possession. Nice play at the line to allow Budish to get back onside, and the Gophers brought it in. Now a pass gets redirected, and it's brought out to center ice. David Taves to the Minnesota line. He's pretty much the Lone Ranger down there and puts one off the skate of Kangas as North Dakota making a line change. Right after the whistle, a bouncing puck in the slot. Taves a move, and the shot chased wide. Nice coverage by Fairchild in front of the net. Hansen with a giveaway, blind giveaway, and Cichy shoots one. Now Malone to the corner. That's Taves getting jammed up. Malone with a big blast behind the Minnesota net. And a nice takeaway out at center ice as Hansen got bumped off the puck by Evan Trupp. And the Fighting Sioux, they have not forgotten how to play the physical game. Tactfully very aggressive with the body tonight. Here's Trupp going in, and a glove catch by Kangas.
Boy, transition game for the Sioux is quicker, much quicker. They're jumping, they're forcing the play a little quicker. And into the neutral zone, they're getting into that trap mode. So Minnesota's got to get back over to the weak side. One side and back over. Boy, the Sioux, they do a nice job in the neutral zone. They slant, they cut across. They force you to give them the puck because they're going to take like a football player on the slot, cutting the short slant, boom, they hit them, tough to stop it.
But they do a nice job, period.
Yeah.
Mardo in the corner, he gets knocked down. Actually, Christo got knocked down. And a wraparound try coming up here for Gregoire. A blast by Genoway. Letty in the corner on the loose puck to Fisher. Not many passing options. Finally has to dance around Gregoire and then dump it in. The dump and chase is on. Genoway and Flynn. Flynn got his hip in there to try to get a piece of it. Now Carmen gets wrapped up in Vandevelde with the puck. He's met by Flynn. They shut him down with White helping on that far side. And Genoway gets the puck. Now to Gregoire. And into the Minnesota end. North Dakota making another quick change. Malone challenging Fisher. Letty with the puck. Quick look. Floated a pass out to center. Luckily caught by Hopeful.
Lucky he didn't catch a shot from one of the Sioux, setting him up there.
Trupp to bring it in 1-on-4. And Kangas leaves it for Ness. Pass to the far side of the rink. Hopeful got a piece of it.
Oh my goodness.
Now Malone puts it right in front. Schrader, long pass to center ice. Hopeful. With Barabal trailing, he has to get the shot on goal. Eidsness making the save. Face off in North Dakota territory.
Boy, Minnesota on their heels. North Dakota's jumping. Watch this here. Nets is going over. Keeper coming right there now. Look at it. 1, 2. Keeper coming. Slide out there. Top. Right here. Lazy play. Go ahead.
Even though he got the puck.
Yeah, we were so late getting there. He was fortunate. He's got to sag when his people don't have 100% possession. He's got to sag from the offside. Obviously didn't do that.
With a minute to go, Lamoureux gets a touch of the puck out at center and then tries to body Lofquist off the puck and does. Zajac is bumped off the puck by Lucia. And now Zajac after the loose puck again, met by Ness. He turns with it. And Lucia is there. And number 9 is Mario Lamoureux, sophomore from Grand Forks. Zajac tries to turn and shoot. Lamoureux goes down. Carter Rowney in on the forecheck as well. Big collision knocks Sacchetti down. Burkholtz got it in the zone no further. Genoway gets it out. 20 seconds in the period. Burkholtz brings it in. Burkholz moving to the net. And threw it away. There, then he got hammered hard by Ben Blood. Van de Velde knocked off his stick, right back with the puck. And how about that save by Kangas?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a horrible read on the rush. Got to slide down. Longquist got caught in the middle here. Here's Van de Velde. He can't slide to the weak side D. Whoever was over there. Let's see if we can pick this up.
If the Gophers come out of here with a point tonight, Doug, they're going to look back on this save of Kangas, because on that shift, North Dakota was having their way with the Gophers.
Oh, it was a give, and then a bust through the middle. And Lofquist really couldn't leave the middle because the other defenseman didn't come to the middle, so he could slide to the outside. In other words, got to shift in tandem.
Well, we had a hot start to this one, a pretty even first, maybe 7 minutes or so. But as the period wore on, the Fighting Sioux were the cream to rise to the top. We'll look at some keys to success for goaltender Alex Kangas during our intermission. Talk live with David Fisher. Doug Hoog and I will have highlights and stats from this first period. Only goal of this period was at the 92nd mark of period one. It was a power play goal. Jason Gregoire has given the Fighting Sioux the lead. Back to Grand Forks in a moment. Welcome back to Grand Forks and the REA, where the Fighting Sioux have a 1-0 lead on a power play goal. Defenseman David Fisher good enough to join us. David, a nice answer to the bell for the Golden Gophers, but as the period wore on, North Dakota took more control. Is that the way you saw it?
Well, yeah. I mean, we just got a little bit sloppy in our D zone. We got to keep things to the outside. They had a couple opportunities there with passes to the slot. A couple of odd man rushes. We just got to eliminate those and start getting some more rubber to the net. But overall, a solid period for Maroon.
Much better start than a year ago. How much did you guys talk about the 2 losses up here last year?
Well, you say you got to leave things in the past. But, we worked our bags off all summer to be prepared for this year and to be mentally and physically ready to take on a challenge like the Fighting Sioux will give you. So, we're pleased, and we're going to look to deliver some punches this period.
All right. That has been the theme that we've heard so far in the preseason. Dave Fisher, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be back with another close look at Alex Kangas and some of the keys to his game after this timeout. Golden Gopher Hockey on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. Expect grand. And by CHS, resources for enriching lives. Our score after one period on a power play goal. The Fighting Sioux have a 1-0 lead. Our first intermission continues. We remind you that on Tuesday, high school football is on Fox Sports North, and it's a matchup between Cretin-Derham Hall and Woodbury. Tune in to see if the Raiders can come back from their loss to Woodbury earlier this season. High school football night presented by Quest, Tuesday at 7, only on Fox Sports North. Highlights from period number 1, the season opener for Minnesota, down by 1 in Grand Forks. 90 seconds into the game, we had a power play goal, and that's the only scoring in this one thus far. And David Fisher, a few minutes ago from outside the dressing room, Doug, had a little different take on the first period of the game. I thought North Dakota took charge more as the period wore on.
Absolutely, they did. They kept coming. It was a lot of given goals, creating 2-on-1s. It coming down the outside. At the start of the game, Minnesota had their first flurry here. Good opportunity, open net. Churchill comes in, makes a nice pass, but Minnesota didn't convert. But they did get a couple of good shifts out of Flynn. He had I think one of his best shifts was a Gofer, 4 or 5 hits, a couple of shots. Oh, look at him roll out. That's Jason Gregoire. He rolled out of that corner. He got a break there and the puck going in, but then he comes back, gets a rebound. So when you take your shot, you go back to the net, you get payoffs, and that's exactly what had happened.
Numbers for 20 minutes of play show the shots on goal 11-8 in favor of the Fighting Sioux. Also a significant edge in scoring chances, 5-2. Gophers were 1 for 2 on the power play. Look at the lopsided edge and face-offs won 15 out of the 19 going to North Dakota. They've also dished out 7 of the 11 hits. Back in a moment with the second period. penalty by Jason Gregoire, and it's 1-0 as we get ready to drop the puck here for the second period. First of all, our CHS trivia question for tonight's game. When was the last time the Golden Gophers swept North Dakota in North Dakota? Not that long ago.
Well, they're about 8-2 right now in the last couple of years, so I would think
those two might have been it. Alex Kangas, certainly one of Minnesota's stars of the period. He faced 11 shots on goal. Doug, take us through his game a little bit, will you? What makes him successful?
Well, when he's calm, when he's confident, when he stands, he doesn't go down early. He's there. He made his move after the play was there. When he gets a little fidgety, he's holding the ground, even though the puck might not be in sight. He's holding his ground. He's not moving. Go down after the shot's taken, not before. But calmness, he said, and confidence for him.
And by covering the net, you mean getting close to post?
Close to post, yes. And not leaving the short side until the puck goes over to the far side.
Which then becomes the short side again. But I understand. Thoughts in the second period here?
Well, I think Minnesota's got to kick it up. They're no longer a new team. They've been in action.
From center ice, here's Letty having a problem with the puck. As we looked ahead at this weekend, Doug, I was actually giving North Dakota an edge here tonight. Hextall breaking in, and then it broke off of his stick. Quick centering pass just out of the reach of Malone. Thought North Dakota would have the edge here on Friday night because of the fact that they've played the 3 games already. But a great takeaway by Barabal. But I thought perhaps Minnesota would get an edge tomorrow, coming back with so many more veterans than North Dakota.
Well, that's certainly logical. You get a game, you haven't played any game, you haven't thrown the jersey on. The other team has. They've done power play, done penalty kill. They've had coaches had a chance to work with them over their mistakes and the good things they do. So we'll see, Frank.
Here's Letty, I'm sorry, not Letty at all, but Genoway at center to flip it in. Now Letty goes after the puck. Took a hit there from Danny Cristo. Cristo's a second-round draft pick for the Fighting Sioux from Montreal. Cristo battling in front. Letty swept it away. And now from behind the net, Jordan Schrader with a bad pass. Cristo in the corner, jammed up by Schrader. And Cristo playing it back in. This is Letty to nurse it around. Schrader gets it. He gets bumped off the puck. Cristo gets it, trying to fight through Fisher. They put it right in front. It comes back to Murdo. That shot gets deflected wide.
I wonder what they're having to eat tonight in front of the net.
Another long shot. That one by Gregoire. And it was right on. Cristo gets muscled off the puck by Letty. Fisher after the puck. And they're playing this shift inside the hash marks in the Minnesota zone. Now Van de Velde. And now they've even changed lines and they're still down there. How does that happen in the second? Here's Murdo with a shot. That goes wide of the target. Part of that happens because Minnesota's got the long change. And it's still in the zone to Van de Velde.
Well, 5 Minnesota players are standing still. 4. I would throw that puck out of the ring.
Schrader trying to knock it out of the air at center. Fisher back to get it.
2.5 minutes, Frank, before Minnesota got possession of the puck.
And then they didn't control it on the other side of the line. A break for Zajac. Perhaps off the tip of the stick. The knob of the stick of Kangas.
The thin part for sure, the shaft.
Lamoureux couldn't control in the Fighting Sioux from center. Nick Williams driving it back into maroon and gold territory.
It's like they got the flu.
Here's Rowney. Boy, if they answered the bell in the first period, the Gophers have not answered the bell here in period 2.
Interference.
But it will not be called. Now Joe Gleason got it as far as the far boards. The takeaway by White, and Carmen gets tripped up. That will get called.
That was the best opportunity Minnesota's had in the whole hockey game. The 2-on-0 at the net got deflected.
Boy, this power play couldn't have come at a better time. They're gasping for air at the other end.
There's White's pass. see the penalty, to be honest with you. The fellow who got it will get his share when he plays this league. Andrew McWilliam. And he's just a rock. Just bombs guys. A couple of slashes here and there. But he is a physical, dominating, go-after type defenseman.
Second Minnesota power play of the game, and a hard one-timer by Lofquist. We saw last year in his freshman year that Sam Lofquist can really bring it, and he got off a good one there. Sacchetti with a wrist shot, goes after his own rebound. Now Lucia over to get it. So it's Lucia, Carmen, and Sacchetti. Lucia gets taken out of the play. Ness dishes it low for Lofquist. And a bad spot there with Getaway, who got it out to center.
Well, the Sioux are not waiting. As soon as Minnesota player has a puck, they're challenging them, and they're running them from the inside out. In other words, they're coming out towards the point from the inside, pushing them to the rail.
Sacchetti got a piece of it. Lucia paddles it around. Carmen stumbles in the corner. That allows Getaway to pick his pocket. Short-handed, they bring it to Malone. Into the Minnesota end on the backhand. Kangas making the save and making it look casual. Up the middle now, a chance. A blast, a goal! Derek LaPointe. Short-handed.
Well, it all started in front of the net before that play. Lofquist just stood there, and he wasn't alone. Here's Malone. Oh, nice. The point come in there nice. They're bringing their D from the weak side. It's a beautiful play. Malone is standing behind the Gopher defenseman. That's a sin.
First of the year for LaPointe, the defenseman from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, in his junior year. Exactly sure why we've had the delay in getting the puck dropped here, but
Minnesota's going to switch players. They weren't allowed to do so, I guess.
Out to center ice now, and Helgeson. Fairchild. And off the stick of Barabal at center. And short-handed, Jake Mardo drives it all the way down. Still 40-some-odd seconds on the McWilliam penalty. Now Fairchild to bring it in. Could not weave his way past the veteran Getaway. And it's Blood to drive it down the rink.
Nice rush by Fairchild, but you can't take it in alone. You got to come in with somebody on the power play. You got to enter the puck zone with some puck possession. Did not happen.
Yes, to Madsen, who gains the zone to Schrader. Another shot from the far side by Hopeful. Goes wide of the target. Here's Fairchild. Nice catch by Ness to keep it in. Schrader behind the net. 5 on the power play. And a jam up on the near rail as Barabal is there, and Getaway takes it away. Getaway nearly stripped of the puck by Barabal. Now it's knocked out of the air by Ness at center ice. And out of a couple of checks, McWilliam came out of the box and threw 2 checks at center ice before he went off to the bench for a change. Now Malone, Ben Blood, I'm sorry. He gets knocked down by Hansen. And Fisher could not get rid of it in time, and the pass was deflected. The hard charge there by Mario Lamoureux. Here's the puck loose in the corner, right in, and Kangas looking behind after making that save by Rowney. And it's starting to be a little bit of deja vu to last January. The Fighting Sioux have upped the lead on special teams. One of the rule changes that the WCHA instituted this year are 3 one-minute timeouts, and this could really be a huge factor for the Golden Gophers here, Doug. They were gasping for air. Those 3 official timeouts now are each 1 minute in length. That's maybe the most significant difference, and that allowed Don Lucia to have virtually a timeout there to get his team settled in.
Uncharged timeout.
Right. Long shot, Eidsness kicks it away. And that, what's that, just the second shot on goal for Minnesota in the period, I think.
That's the first one.
10, yeah. They had 8 after 1, that's 10, and that's the first one of any significance. And now a puck unplayable along the rail.
Well, Minnesota's just getting lesson in hard work, getting a lesson in pushing the puck and breaking, getting a hockey lesson. If you want to win, you've got to play a little harder, a little quicker. Their pace slowed down drastically.
The assists on that short-handed goal, and there were 2 of them, by the way, which gives you an indication of time of possession. Short-handed, Truck gets 1, and Malone the second assist. They had a power play goal at 2:17 of the first period, a short-handed goal at 4:21, and on that Minnesota power play, North Dakota outshot Minnesota 2-0, and they come close to scoring again with Hextall at the post trying to drive one in. Malone on White and Hextall on White, and Helgeson back to get it. And now back to Carmen. Boy, precious little room, but he got it through to White. Pinpoint pass. Long shot by White. Might have been off target, but Eidsness reaches out and gloves it anyway. Well, it's another shot off of a rush, and that's about all they're getting now.
Yeah, once in a while, come out crippling out with an extra guy. Here's White coming down the outside. I think that shot will be off wide the net. But at least there's a shot towards the net now. You're going to go somewhere, go low on the other side, so there's a play for a rebound. When you go short side high, that rebound's taken right out of it with that glove. You push it low, he's got to play it with his stick. Go in the other corner, got a chance to get it back.
There's a one-timer by Loftus. He'll have to hurry to get it right back, and it bounces at the line. Christo overskates it, then threw it too far for Van de Velde, but icing waved off. They say Ness could have played it before it crossed the line. Van de Velde in the corner, and then it got away from Gregoire behind the net. Hard check as the captain, Lucia, ran into blood. A soft pass by Ness. That's a big turnover. He put it right on the stick of Van de Velde. And it's back out at center ice, and McWilliam drives it in. And here they come again, but a whistle. A delayed offside at the line.
I'll tell you, Minnesota's just getting thumped.
Our CHS trivia question, in case you were looking ahead to a Minnesota sweep. The last time it happened here in Grand Forks was in November of '05, winning 4-3 both nights. 4 years ago, I told you it wasn't that long. Long enough.
Last couple of years have been pretty long.
Oh, my goodness.
That was Lamoureux. He pushed Fisher not only off the puck, but way into the corner. And the physical side of this game is getting so lopsided.
If Mario Lamoureux listed as 5'9", took David Fisher and 6'2", 6'3", planted him about 8 yards away.
Now you can argue the height stats are different, but not much more than an inch or so, and it certainly should not have been that big a difference. Here's Genoway trying to get around Hoefel, who whacked him pretty good. Schrader behind the net. And to Hoefel out at center ice and hit him in the back as he was moving ahead. Lamoureux's pass picked off by Schrader. Back to get it now in the corner is Blood with help from Genoway. Boy, can Genoway quarterback a team out of his own end, can he, Doug?
Oh, he'd be an all-world player if they were all 5'10" and under.
Zajac centering it. It gets deflected in the air, and Rowney over to get it. Rowney leaving it now for Genoway. Darts to the center point. Gets wide open and fires, and then the block. That one stung Barabal. Out to center ice. Here's Hoefel. Moving in and shooting, trying to pick a corner. And a great stop by Eidsness as Schrader was moving hard to the net.
Nice position by Eidsness. Nice back check. Good rush by the Gofers. Nice pass right there. Hopefully gets it up and over.
You know, they're getting another shot off the rush, Doug, and this time Eidsness won't even give him a sniff and a rebound.
Oh, he looked pretty big in that net, didn't he?
Yep.
Minnesota didn't win many faceoffs either. There's one we do.
Hard shot by Fairchild, doesn't get through. And a rush to center led by Jake Mardo. Nice right side to Taves. Right back in front for Mardo, but it was tipped high.
Great back check by the rookie.
Sioux got hit hard, I thought, and clean, but apparently not clean. They're going to call a... Well, wait a minute, it's going the other way. Taves is going to go. It is a trip.
Kudish came back in that last rush nicely.
And that was a nice hit there by Madsen. Oh, I see. Then Madsen got tripped, and that's the penalty.
You got it. Yeah, Minnesota needs to get the draw.
David Taves goes off.
Oh, I tell you, if you're Coach Hextall, you got to feel pretty good about your hockey club. Big guys playing competitively, making plays, doing things you teach in practice. The blue line rushes, give it and break to the net.
Well, if this team has a sag in the first half, as they have in the last couple of years, I think it'll be a miracle. 3-on-2, they bring it in, and Kangas makes the save. Now here's Hopeful. Dumped in by Schrader. That wasn't a very glamorous start to the power play, and it continues to be not very glamorous.
We're being a little negative, but you know what? It's difficult to find the positives right now. And you're not moving, and you're playing against a team that can skate. You're going to show your weaknesses.
Ness shooting. A save made by Eidsness, and North Dakota on the rebound. Minnesota with a power play. 5 skaters to 4, and standing around watching.
I'll tell you what, I wonder what the ticket prices are. I know they were going for $600.
Here, Barabal got tripped up. No penalty called on that one. Ness and Gregoire finally lost it on the play there by Madsen. Barabal looking for Carmen, who got a piece of it in the air. Zajac after the puck. He gets bumped by Carmen. And now Genoway in the corner. Got it as far as Fisher, who had to scramble and hit his glove. He kept it in the zone. And now Carmen. Fisher the block again. Pass to White. Down low, Carmen. Putting it in the crease, and a nice block on the near side by Mardo. On the power play, they have to dig it off the boards. Fisher shooting. That's deflected, and Eidsness made the save. One of the tougher saves that he had to make tonight. Lucia to Fisher, but he wasn't set up cleanly. And now back into the corner. White to the point. Minny gets rid of it. Deflected, and it scrambles to the corner. And now the penalty is over. Fisher. Oh. Chipped away by Gregoire. Moving in on a partial breakaway. Gregoire. Checked twice. There'll be a penalty coming up. Will there be a penalty shot?
I don't think so.
Because he got the shot off, probably.
He had the side angle on him when he swatted him.
Indeed. Well, not much of a side angle.
Well, the idea was good here by Fisher, but he had Gregoire between him and the Gopher. Now it's breakaway city. Getting the attack coming back. And Letty and his partner Fisher. Penalty called by the referee.
Fisher on the hook at 11:15. North Dakota has scored only on special team play. A power play in the first, shorthanded here in the second. They're on their 3rd power play of the game. This one never reaches Alex Kangas. And Flynn trying to drive it around long door and hit somebody, then hit the netting. And the face-off in the Minnesota end.
Something missing here, Frank. I think it is one team is moving and skating, so they look quicker than maybe they are. The other one is standing, and they look slower than maybe what they really are.
Here's Genoway to Christo to Genoway again. Down low, and a nice reach there by Ness. He got a piece of it. Got some help. Now got it ahead to Madsen. Madsen short-handed with Flynn. Here's Madsen getting a shot off, and he pushed it just wide of the net. Pretty heady play all the way up the rink by the penalty killer Madsen.
Yes, down at the end, he should have taken the shot all the way up the rink. Good job.
Genoway. A electing to dump it in on the North Dakota power play. Hextall after it in the corner. And alone behind the net to Malone. To the point for Christo. Trupp. Christo off a skate, and the rebound try by the point misses. Here's Trupp again. Hextall. Trupp. Down the middle of point. Christo. Trupp. Christo again. And way out on the perimeter and no further. They're not making any overt moves to get in front. Christo once more. Long shot easily seen by Kangas, then reaches out for the glove catch as Lofquist in a tangle to the right of Kangas. Oh, the Gophers shorthanded for the third time tonight. It brings us to our country financial. Who's hot? And it was the penalty kill last year of Minnesota, riding an 88.8%. That set a school record. The previous record was 88.5 in the 2000-2001 season, so it's actually second best. They were first in the WCHA at 88.8 and fourth in the nation.
Well, Shepard was pretty kind to Flynn. He threw a couple of punches there to Christers. Got away with it.
I think we got coincidentals out of it.
Yeah, the first one, I thought that Ryan Flynn got away with a couple of grabs in the wall and a couple of punches in the mask.
Off the tip of the glove. Lofquist off. And apologies when they catch the North Dakota player. They're both off on roughing minors. It remains 5-on-4. Skating-wise, and Taves goes after the puck. Gregoire behind the net, and now Dave Fisher out of the box. 5 skaters aside. 2 shots on goal for North Dakota with that power play, and the puck gets deflected and again hits the net.
You know, it looks like the Gofers they need some spark. Need something happening.
I'd like to know where the spark went. Here's our Grand Casino game summary with the Fighting Sioux up 2-0 and the Gregoire power play goal, and the point with a shorty here in this period. Eidsness has stopped all 16 Gopher shots and has controlled much of the play by controlling a lot of rebounds.
We saw Minnesota come out in the first 2 shifts, the first period, and they were flying, and they picked up the penalty, gave up the goal. Don't seem to be very resilient.
You know, it's North Dakota is certainly playing a more physical game, but they're not pounding the living daylights out of Minnesota either. I don't understand it like you. I don't understand where the skates went. They're not skating.
The checking that North Dakota's applying tonight is good hockey.
Yep.
They're coming after you. They're finishing their checks. It's one guy after another. They're in front of the net, the opposing net. They cover their own net. It's nothing fancy. It's just hard work, simple, give and go, get to the spot, get there in a hurry, force somebody to make a play quickly.
And it's taken the Gophers off of whatever game it was that they brought here. Because you'll recall, Doug, you and I were both saying in the first 5 minutes or so, maybe 7 minutes of that first period, how well played it was at either end.
That's right.
2-on-2 for North Dakota the other way, and Lamoureux brings it in, but his line mate was offside on the left side on the top of the screen. Time to go to our Toyota text questioner, at least one of them for tonight, Doug. Topper in Rochester wants to know, who's a bigger rival, the Gophers, Wisconsin? Who's a bigger rival for the Gophers? Wisconsin or North Dakota? And I guess it would be, it depends on who has the better record in a given year.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know that.
This one has become very difficult for Minnesota because they have not had a good run of it of late against North Dakota, with only 2 wins out of the last 11 games. That's something perhaps we have not stated very much here, as Lucia with a chance comes down low. In the previous 11 games, they're 2-8-1 against North Dakota. That certainly makes this rivalry more bitter. And the games against Wisconsin just have not had that kind of intensity. No, the Badgers don't bring this kind. They bring a different kind of intensity to the game. It's a shutdown kind of intensity. This one is a shut you down kind of intensity.
I agree with that. Wisconsin plays that pro style. Look out.
Sacchetti in the collision there with Taves. Here's Genoway. Threw it away to Flynn. Letty punches it ahead.
Is he feeling sorry for him?
3-on-2. I'm not going there. Cici with the pass and then the redirection by Taves just missed the net. Three-man rush, and it was a strong one to the Minnesota cage. Offside at the line. And Flynn finishing a hit after the whistle, perhaps. Temperatures at an edge. Fighting Sioux with the lead.
Attacking the Minnesota line here. It'll be Genoway. Got a little lever on his side. Now stop. Here's what's happened. We've overloaded. He's playing here. He's going to slant here, just like in a football play. If he goes, the pass goes out here. If he stays outside, he breaks right straight through. And he releases for the second shot.
Fairchild shooting. This gets deflected and hits the netting after hitting the glass too, I think. More minor penalties handed out. Indeed, Flynn was handed a minor on that hit after the whistle. Looks like Blood gets a minor for roughing. So 4 skaters aside. Second set of coincidentals called here in succession.
You know, the goaltending from Minnesota has been superb.
27 shots on goal.
And I'll tell you, there's a lot of them in the side of the house. They're in tight, terrific opportunities.
Here's Vandevelde putting it in the slot, and Kangas robbing LaPointe. Once again, he comes up with a huge save. He's buying this team as much time as he possibly can for them to get some offense rolling. They have been held scoreless thus far and have only had 16 shots on goal, 8 in the first, 8 in the second. Here's Barabal. A 4-on-4 situation. LaPointe there, and Mardo gets a piece of it. Schrader after it, and Mardo takes it to the far side of the rink.
I'm not sure these guys don't have the flu. That was just an absolute lack of effort or energy. And the back check by Schrader, and also in the other end.
Nice pass out of the corner to Genoway. Now he goes back down low to McWilliam. It's tipped in the high slot by White. It gets it out of the zone. Genoway. And Carmen chasing Genoway.
Genoway's not had a great game. This is about as lackluster as I've seen him. He jumped up, but he just doesn't have the hands and the feet that he normally has.
And I'd still make a trade for him. Trump's shot was deflected, knocked down by Kangas.
I would too, Frank.
Yes. Here's Malone.
Look at it. Can't take the puck. He can't get to his body.
Well, you can't take it if you don't try either. And here's Fisher getting rattled pretty hard by Hextall. Hextall trying to stuff it in as the net comes up. There'll be a penalty. A delayed call on Fisher. As those first minor penalties expire, Genoway moves in. Dishes it off for Lamoureux. Kangas making a big save once more, and the whistle finally goes.
Fisher's going to go. Hextall took the brunt of that one. Number 26. Another power play.
Pretty good cross check.
Yeah.
Fisher off, fourth power play of the game for the Fighting Sioux. 17-19 the tie. And Alex Kangas hold on for another 2:41 left in this period. Vandevelde wins it cleanly back to the point for Genoway. Here's Christo, and it's just out of his reach, and it's back to center ice.
Remember, Christo's a forward, but he's dropped back there on
at the point because of his skills.
Vandevelde got it in, and then it's played a little bit too high and out of the rink by Jason Gregoire.
What's impressed me, Frank, with the Sioux is their big guys down the middle. 29, Chris Vandevelde, 22, Malone, 11, Darcy Zajac. They're big and strong in their power forwards. They give them strength down the center and in their own end. It's wonderful when you have that. Difficult to acquire it.
So far tonight, at least 3 lines that come at you hard from the forward group. Left side pass just a little bit out of the reach of Evan Trupp. Back at the blue line for Marto and playing it across now for Gleason, and the slot of the loose puck is batted up by Ness. And Trupp over to pick it up, Ness giving chase. To the slot for Trupp. Lays it back for Gleason. Trupp once again. A 2-0 lead for the Fighting Sioux. Blood once again. And they're patient here, and then finally it's off the skate of Sacchetti, kicked out of the zone. Blood threads a pass ahead on the left side. Hextall brings it in. Gregoire joining the rush, and so is Christo. Now Malone to pick it up. Big Brad Malone to the line. Here's Getaway. Malone again. And again, a lot of...
Oh, come on!
And a whistle called by the back AR for interference.
Hunt got that one. Shepard's in there, and he just kind of had a twitch. The Minnesota defender just got hit from behind. Good call by Hunt. No doubt about it. Cross-check in front of him. We'll see it here just in a second. There it is, Malone rolling across right here. No question about it. Down and out. Another tough Cowboy. One thing I use the resource, Richard Bowen, Jeff Bowen, his player, I sat on his lap yesterday during the practice and tried to pick out some things out of his brain, and he had nothing but tough, low skill, better than last year. And he had so many good superlatives, and the one thing that was the magic thing was hard-nosed.
If he's only 5'10", he's the toughest 5'10" in the league. Here's Ness. Quick centering pass, and it got away from White. Fairchild backed it in. Under a minute to go. 4-on-4 hockey here with the cross-checking penalty called to Hextall. Zajac. Blood. And make that an interference penalty, the last one called. So with 43 seconds left here, we'll be taking a look tonight at a little bit what's coming up in our Quest Postgame Live with the Golden Gophers, and that'll be our intermission look. We'll give you a preview of that as Darby Hendrickson and assistant coach John Hill will talk about some defense in front of that, which we haven't seen a lot of here tonight.
Maybe they can show that inside.
And we'll visit with Jason Gregoire, who has the first goal of this game. It was a power play goal back in 19 seconds of the first period. And now as Fisher comes out.
He was out of the box, and then the shot went down the other end, according to the official.
Thus the icing.
Both sides are even. This is also a veteran team. They've got a lot of young guys, but solid down the middle. Got the point. Marto. Away. They got enough experience plus the goaltender Eidsness.
Draw to the Golden Gophers. A one-timer by Barabal and a snap catch there by Eidsness.
He moves across nicely from point where he's lining up with the shot. It comes across. He gets across nice. Still got his shoulders squared away. Watch him here. Slide. His shoulder stays straight away. Nice job. And he also comes out with that a little bit, so he's got a little more angle covered when he moves across.
Schrader and Zajac on the face-off here, and the puck back at the line. Thrown down to Schrader, not a Barabal again. Trying to find Fairchild, and it takes a hop on him. Fairchild gets jammed up by Vandevelde. A loose puck now to Barabal. Pass intended for Schrader. He was lucky to get it back. Got it to Ness. Now the chase is on once more. 12 left in the period. Ness goes across. Fairchild swings and misses. Hoffel trying to play it back and just out of the reach of Ness. 3 seconds left in the period. They nurse it down for getaway, and the horn brings it in to the second period of play with about 40-some-odd seconds left on that minor penalty to Hextall. It'll carry over to the third.
I think if we just ran the last 20 seconds of that period, that would be the microcosm of how they've looked so far.
Succinctly said. And how they look so far is they're trailing 2-0, but they're being outshot 30-17. We'll check on the Fighting Sioux side of things with Jason Gregoire right after this. Welcome back to the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Special teams, a big part of this one, and the Fighting Sioux, after 40 minutes, have a 2-0 lead. Jason Gregoire good enough to join us outside the North Dakota dressing room. Special teams play very much a factor here. Did you expect that kind of play, the importance of special teams this early in the season?
It's always important throughout the whole season, and we happen to capitalize on an early one, and so far our penalty kill is doing a good job, but certainly if one's not going, it could turn the tides of the game for sure.
But certainly no frustration, the fact that you guys haven't scored any even strength. You're very much taking this game to Minnesota. Do you feel like you're very much in control of this one?
I mean, we'll take what we can get, and so far if that's capitalizing on the power play and even a shorthanded goal, we'll take it. Obviously we'd like to get a couple goals 5-on-5, but if the penalty kill and power play is going to do it, we'll take it.
Alex Kangas a bit of a difference maker as well, is he not?
He's always a difference maker, and if I recall last year he stood on his head for the first period and we happened to get a couple by him, but this year's no different. He's a good goaltender, and we just got to crack him.
Jason Gregoire, thanks very much for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Frank.
All right, we'll continue with more of our intermission from the Ralph Engelstad Arena after this timeout on Fox Sports North. Golden Gopher Hockey on Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Welcome back. Special teams making the difference in this game. 2-0 North Dakota. Our second intermission continues. Coming into the season, one of the things the Golden Gophers knew they were going to have to focus on was defensive play in front of their own net. On our Quest Gophers Live pregame show tonight, assistant coach John Hill gave our Darby Hendrickson some thoughts as to what the Golden Gophers were going to have to do this year to be better defensively in front of their own net. Here's some of what John Hill had to say.
Talking to our guys about doing is when they see the shot coming, it's coming in front of his body and trying to block the shot, and now we're taking away your ability to use your stick. Now, the two dangerous things are you now have offensive side position if there's a rebound, but we talk to our guys, if you're going to commit, you've got to block that shot. If the shot gets through, now you're turning. If you turn this way, and you've got to find that stick and get it up.
Breaking it down to the basics, John Hill on our Quest Gophers Live pregame show with an instructional. We'll have much more of all of that throughout the season here on Gopher Hockey. One goal early in the first period, one goal early in the second period, both on special teams play. On the home side, Fighting Sioux have a 2-0 lead over the University of Minnesota, and North Dakota certainly has brought their A game to this one tonight.
Brilliant game by North Dakota. They've come out skating hard. They're working all ends of the rink. They're counter-attacking. They're making plays. Back-checking, as you see right here. Finishing checks. This is all good hockey. Here's an interception. Gregoire reads. Good read on that shot. Comes in. He gets picked off on both sides. Now penalty goes to the Gophers. Nice goal coming across here. Nice pass. Cup. Over to...
How about LaPointe?
Derek LaPointe. I couldn't quite grab that one, Frank.
Sarah Menard's stats after 40 minutes of play, a 30-17 edge in shots on goal. It was 19-9 in that second period. Scoring chances very much in favor. Only 6 for Minnesota, who brings their 4th power play to the third period with about 40 seconds remaining there. The power play shots for the Golden Gophers, only 2 in 3+ power play opportunities. All right, the third period will get underway, and we'll have it for you in a moment.
Sports look better on a Sony Bravia HD TV.
Teams starting to make their way back on the ice. The band, which sits right across the way from us here at the Ralph. in fine form tonight. It's kind of nice to have the students facing us. This week, Fox NFL Sunday returns as Matt Stafford and the Lions head to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers in a showdown between NFC North rivals. Or Donovan McNabb and the Eagles will head to Oakland for a showdown with the Raiders. Coverage begins Sunday with America's #1 pregame show at 11 a.m. Central. Check your local listings for the game and start time in your area.
Frank, what are we going to look for this third period? What do you think we're going to find?
The renewed heart, the heart that the Gophers had in the first 7 minutes that they seem to have lost. I think one of the great things about watching North Dakota in this game, Doug, is that it hasn't been a rip your head off kind of mentality on their part. They have just been methodically good.
And on the sharp.
Very good skills.
Yes, good skills, finishing checks, jumping up into the holes. This is the mid-season performance. And of course, these guys are playing all the time.
All right, now I have a feeling I know what part of your answer is going to be on this question, but allow me to ask it anyway because this is only Minnesota's first regular season game, second overall for North Dakota. It's their 4th game overall. Factor, not a factor.
Not a factor in the way this is being played out. Could be a factor if Minnesota was competing, and I would be able to make a judgment, but there's just been no animation.
I've been looking down and across the press box here, expecting to see Grant Patoli somewhere, but you know what, Doug, I think he's on the bench now. They were going to leave him up. Well, you know, though, the third assistant that usually does move down behind the bench for the third period.
Yeah, he's sitting right behind.
So, Patoli, by the way, all right, the penalty has expired. Minnesota's power play has ended as we chattered away here. In the pregame here, in the lead-up, and the big extravaganza that they have on the scoreboard leading up to the puck drop prior to 7:30. Among the pieces of video, there's a shot deflected by Kangas and then off the post. Among the pieces of video they showed up on the big scoreboard here was in Grant Patoli's playing days when he got plastered. He got a pretty good check. Boy, did that draw a roar from the
He was the receiver?
Yeah, he was the recipient, the checkee. And of course, the Grand Forks native here rankled the feathers of a lot of people in Grand Forks when he elected to come to the University of Minnesota back in 2000. Here's the outlet pass by Leddy. And Carmen. And Dave Fisher. Over to Leddy again. Knocked down out of the air by Ryan Flynn and then played in. White goes after it. Hit Ben Blood pretty good. And Van de Velde has the loose puck. Played to Christo. And his long shot is gloved there by Alex Kangas, who has been the model citizen for the Golden Gophers tonight. Toyota text question comes from Luke in St. Paul, Doug. He wants to know how will Taylor Madsen handle coming back from last year's knee surgery.
His surgery is fine. His attitude is great. He's only played 10 games. Everybody points to him. Training staff, coaches think he might be, this is a stretch, the most valuable player on this hockey team before it's all done. And that takes in some pretty good players.
Like Schrader, who's expected to step, take a big step in his sophomore year.
And 90% of that is based upon his attitude. He wants to, he's willing. So it's a good thing.
What I think is quite interesting also, Doug, is you look at Madsen, who was the center on this line. He was injured last November in that game against Michigan. But how about that line? There's 2 guys coming back from knee injuries, and that means Zach Budas on the other side.
It's difficult. Minnesota knows they have to become a more physical team. They've got to start it pretty soon. You can't start in the middle of the season. And what I'm disappointed about the most is the lack of energy. Just not the 100% college goal. Maybe the skill's too good. You can play fancy, but just a little bit of an edge off and then intensity takes you from a good player to just a player. For just a player to somebody who can be replaced. Minnesota's playing like that. The players are playing down rather than up.
No urgency. No. We talked also in our Gofers Live pregame show about favorites in the WCHA this year, and Denver the odds-on favorite to win it. They shut out Ohio State 2-0 last night. They're playing a Thursday-Friday series. Tonight, Ohio State was a 4-0 shutout winner over the Pioneers. Denver and Colorado College are tied at 2 in the third in Madison. And Minnesota Duluth with a 4-1 lead in the third period over Minnesota State. St. Cloud also up 3-1 over Union.
I picked Colorado College in like 8th and 7th, 8th, and 9th. Really low. They lost some guys. The Golden Bachman. I think that you're going to see. I think you're going to see Alaska move up. They're only like 5 points out of a good spot.
Lead pass ahead from Madsen, just out of his reach, and now he and Blood go after it. Oh, a big hit from behind, and I think there's going to be a penalty coming up on Budish. Delayed call against the Golden Gophers. Puck goes back behind the net. Malone is there. They've pulled the goaltender, and now as the puck is touched by Fairchild, they call it a cross check, not a checking from behind. I don't think it was. There was only one hand on the stick.
Well, the good
might have been a check from behind.
Yeah, I go that with no trouble. At least he didn't ram him into the boards. It was not a dangerous play. It was a penalty.
Fighting Sioux with 31 shots on goal here, and 2 goals in this game have not scored in a 5-on-5 situation, or even 4-on-4.
Donnie was exercised there.
Draw to the Fighting Sioux. Mardo shooting, and a glove catch by Kangas. I didn't even know that one got through to him. He saw it all the way right into his mitt.
Here's what happens when you're not playing very tight. Draw comes back. Watch Minnesota's defense. Stop. You don't want that guy between you and the goaltender. He's not the cream of the Oreo. Get him out of there.
Puck still in the zone as it got lobbed in the air. There are 3 players who went out to center ice thinking the puck had gone to center. Here's a backhand shot that goes back behind the net. And now Hextall goes after it again. 90 seconds on the Minnesota penalty to Budish. Centering pass gets deflected by the goaltender Kangas, and then dumped all the way down the rink. Mardo back to pick it up. And a whistle away from the puck, I think. Too many men?
No, Flynn's in there with somebody.
I see not.
It's along the bench there. They got it there.
Flynn and Hextall are both going to go off.
Yeah, a little jibber jabber there. Well, Flynn's name is going to be in the paper tomorrow. He's got a few penalties.
We remain 5-on-4 on this North Dakota power play, what with the coincidental penalties. And here's LaPointe. Vandevelde. Christo. And a save made by Kangas. Wrapped that by Ness. He got it behind the Ness. Now here's LaPointe. And Vandevelde gets a piece of it. LaPointe again. Christo. Screen shot. Rebound. Hit the post. Vandevelde rattled one off the pipe. LaPointe. Getaway. A block up high by Barabal.
Good job there.
And he gets it out of the zone.
Good battle. A one-on-one battle won.
Ness delivers it, but Getaway is there to grab it. Pressured by Madsen. And now there'll be a penalty. Gregoire got tripped up by Madsen, I think. stick got tangled up in the skates a little too much, and he went down. It'll give North Dakota a 2-man advantage for about 17 seconds.
It's Vanderbilt, the outside.
Pretty obvious that was.
No. Sometimes you lay off of those.
This is a big draw. First possession here. Minnesota can get the draw. Fire it down the other end. Get back 5-on-4.
Lucia off on that trip. Sloan and Schrader. Two-man advantage to North Dakota. Gleason fires, rebound, great save by Kangas again. Boy, he's been tremendous here tonight.
Yes, he has.
Gleason trying to lay it across, now a little give and go, gets it back and fires a shot off the skate of Hopeful. First penalty is over and Budish is out, now it's 5-on-4. Denaway winds it, fires a goal.
Don't see him.
Kangas didn't have a prayer on that one. And a 3-0 North Dakota lead.
Denaway found the upper corner, was a riser through a bunch of people. Captain of their club. Didn't get the puck out, hit it on the backhand.
Budish in front of him too.
Yeah, Budish didn't see the puck coming through Budish. But Budish has got to be there.
Yeah, that's a big frame in front of him too at 6'3", 220. And a significant goal here. Huge. LaPointe. All three North Dakota goals have been scored in special teams play. And last year, Minnesota was dominant, not only in this conference, but in the country in special teams play. Had the second best overall ranking, and tonight they give up 2 power play goals and 1 shorthanded. And this puck leaves the rink. So with the puck leaving the rink, we'll take a break, and the Fighting Sioux continue to celebrate the getaway. Fans starting right now, we'll give you a chance to pick the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Send a text message to short code 234234 with the keyword value, a space, and then the number of the Gopher player that you think should be the Arby's Value Player of the Game, and we'll give you the results in the post game. Don't want to influence anybody's voting. They've gotten some pretty darn good goaltending tonight. And I think the only one who can beat him out is the guy who's going to score a hat trick, if he does.
Frank, that was well done.
I think that's what it's going to take.
Kangas has been outstanding. I mean, the quality shots he's had to face, many of them, and way beyond numbers that are necessary.
And I'll make sure you still get to your phones, folks. Whoever you want to give your props to, but give them. At the line and flipped into the Minnesota end by Brett Hextall. And he goes with a hard check on Ness. Now Hansen with a drop pass brought in by Carmen. Eidsness making the save. Just 20 Minnesota shots on goal. And we have played about 48 minutes of hockey. Fairchild back to get it. The Fighting Sioux, of course, had 30 shots on goal, 30 even after 2 periods. And that's a pretty good game total in most situations. Lamoureux and a glove catch by Kangas, and he holds on. And now for our Abra hit of the game, and I'll bet you there were could be several of them. That certainly was one of the more thundering ones, as Zajac hit Siketti. But their physical play, It's been body checks tonight, not just hits.
Sticks are down.
The check where you tactically you take the man out of the play.
Exactly. Sticks are down, finishing them up, moving their feet. And I'm talking about the Sioux.
We didn't doubt that at all, that you were talking about the Sioux.
Well, if he turned in late. It would have been awful good for Minnesota to get through that last penalty, because one goal scored puts them only down by one.
Yeah.
You know, it's just changed. And you say, well, it's not doing anything. Well, things can change in a hurry. The Tigers wouldn't suggest to pick tonight to be the night, though.
Here's Jordan Schrader. Seems like they've given him no room whatsoever to operate.
Oh,
and that hard shot by Lamoureux takes off.
Yeah, it took some paint off Mellon.
2-on-1, they bring it in. Kangas the save, rebound to Lamoureux, 4-0. Zajac and Lamoureux.
That's the game, the way it's been played. Get beat by half a step, don't pick up your check. We'll see it right here. Look at the effort there. Darcy Zajac. Schroeder Kane's on the outside, folks. Watch where Schrader is. He's on the outside of the man.
In other words, you want him between the man and the passer.
Stop it right there. Now watch what happens. Gets the inside. And that's the way it's been all night, whether it be in front of net by a defenseman, whether it be a forward, step behind, wrong position.
And a 4-0 North Dakota lead. That'll be their first even strength goal of the night. And a takedown on the far side of the rink by Josh Burkholz, whose name we have not called hardly at all tonight. Burkholz, number 23, and Budish, 24, the two freshman forwards in the Minnesota lineup. Dave Fisher has to go back for the puck. He'll get pressure on the play from Sichi, and a whistle. A little discussion over in front of the North Dakota bench, but I'm pretty sure it's icing, Doug, is it not?
Yes.
Boy, the officials have just come right over in front of the North Dakota bench as if they expected a riot to break out.
We got one too many guys in the rink right now.
Colorado College, a 3-2 overtime winner at Wisconsin. As Doug mentioned, picked by the coaches and the media to finish 8th. Wisconsin in the top 3.
On the road.
And Union has come back to tie St. Cloud. That's a final in overtime. And Duluth a winner on home ice against Minnesota State 5-2. Madsen for this faceoff now. Against Brent Brunito. And off the rail, out to Sichi. Gets a quick return pass, so they break in as Taves was knocked down. Here's Madsen with the puck. And he dumped it in past Sichi. Madsen with a bump on LaPointe. And the Gophers might have a little more spring in their step right now. And a mountain to climb. A takeaway, neatly done by Budish. And then the Loftus shot was broken up by Brunito.
Helgeson hasn't played since the first period. I don't know what his issue is. Helgeson.
Good call, Doug, and now he just now steps on the ice, just as you say that.
Well, that's good. That means he's not hurt. I thought maybe.
Helgeson, the freshman defenseman from Faribault. North Dakota up by 4. Halfway through this period, North Dakota having its highest scoring period of the game. They have 2 here in the 4th. That would be 2 in the 3rd. The fourth quarter doesn't start until tomorrow night, I don't think. Sorry. 2 goals here in the third, 1 in the second, 1 in the first. Pass intended for Trupp. They miss. Might be their first mistake of the game.
Well, they haven't made many of them, and certainly none because of lack of effort.
I'll bet it's their first icing.
No, I know they had one before, just before this period, because you asked me what that was for.
True, right? All right, and we get to 3. That would be hard. You know, and that's an indication of how well they played, how good their passing is. They haven't had to make 90-foot passes.
No, they're in somebody else's zone, too.
Carmen a long shot. Hextall off the glass, and it's out of the zone and back to get it now Fairchild.
Well, I thought he was going to have a dynamite game. It just has not worked out for Mr. Fairchild. I just thought he would be step right up here. He's not the only one. This says something more.
Pass by Helgeson, skip through a couple of players, and it'll be icing against Minnesota.
Well, the referees are getting a workout.
Menard's game summary with the Fighting Sioux up 4-0. They have 11 different players with scoring points in this one. That would be either a goal or an assist, of course. Gregoire, a power play goal, and LaPointe shorthanded. That gave him a good cushion to ride into the third period. And the shots on goal very lopsided. A 2-to-1 ratio.
They got some other horses in the barn up here that are pretty good players, too. They just couldn't play them all tonight.
Helgeson, nice job to step in and make that check. I wonder what the hit count in this game is. It's been pretty lopsided. Here comes Carmen now ahead to White. And he is shut down by Lamoureux, and Lamoureux has been all over the rink, and now this one leaves the playing surface.
I think it'd be a lot more fun in the locker room where the Sioux go than it's going to be in the Minnesota locker room. There's Mr. Petoli. Next to Mr. Lucia.
And the Petoli family hosted the team last night, Doug, as they did when both Grant and Ryan were playing in the playing days. So the feed at the Petoli residence, we're told, was quite handsome last night.
That's great.
Van de Velde to bring it in. And Gregoire shooting. That's deflected. And a bounding puck that's kicked ahead, and LaPointe to play it back in.
I'm going to be fair here. Right by Hopeful, that Sioux player went. I'm going to be even. I've been picking on a few other guys. Hopeful will go right on by him.
Now Hopeful to get the puck in the zone. Mardo is there to pick it up. And again, we lose the puck on a deflection and a face-off coming up.
You know, you wonder, when you're coaching, you say, how can this happen? We're not that bad. We're a better hockey team than this. What's haywire here? You know, look at Brown and Dunn. I mean, there's so many things going wrong here that it isn't an easy fix it type thing tomorrow. I think they should just go back to the hotel, show them the clips of the best and the worst, and it'll be pretty easy to get the best. And just shut up, go to bed, start over tomorrow. Let them see themselves as they really are, because they don't want to play like this.
You know, one of the differences that they're encountering here that they did not have to face, Minnesota did not have to face in its exhibition game a full 2 weeks ago against British Columbia, was that all time and space has evaporated. Whether it's the difference in going from a 100-foot wide rink to this 85-foot wide, or playing from a non-conference Canadian college team against a WCHA top 10 team in the country, time and space has gone away here tonight.
No question.
Hextall got it tangled up there at the line as he and Genoway were back. And now Blood from behind his own net. I guess that would be a classic hockey name, would it not? Ben Blood.
B square.
Sichi to bring it in. And that is anything but typical.
Runato starting to play a little bit the fourth line. With Taves and Sichi seeing a little more ice time as this game is in the bag.
Hansen got the pass out at center ice. Taves gets tangled up in a check by Minnesota. Then a Pass off a skate and it bounced right to Sioux. He played it ahead. It's knocked away by Ness and then knocked out of the ring. So if you go back to the last 7 meetings here at the Ralph, the Fighting Sioux have outscored the Gophers by a 30, got a 5 or a 6 though. 5 to 16. And thus the 2-8-1 record that is soon to be 2-9-1. The other thing is they want to break this goose egg. Even coming into a third period like this, you hope perhaps you can win the period.
That's right.
And they're 2 down in this period alone.
Well, they were only down 2 going in. They should be talking get 1 and then get 1 more if we're tied. Go from there. I haven't seen any new batteries. They're all used batteries. Nothing's going. Those legs are not going.
The last shutout in this series goes back to 2004, so that's 5 years ago. And it was a Kellen Briggs 6-0 shutout up here.
That might have been the best save by the goaltender there. Kind of quietly just taking and being a nice easy save.
Scoring chances 4-0 in this period. And if that was a scoring chance, they missed the net with it. The last one. Fisher from the point to keep it in. 5.5 to go. Here we go. 22 all-time shutouts by North Dakota. I'm sorry. 22 all-time shutouts in this series. 17 by Minnesota, 5 by North Dakota. That's a lopsided stat that you'd probably lose some money on if someone were to bet. Flynn after the loose puck on the far side of the rail. And it's dumped in. Wrap around try by White won't happen. And Blood is back there behind the net. Blood was a draft pick 2 years ago by Ottawa in the 4th round. He's 6'4", 220 now. I wonder how big he was when they drafted him. Oh, Bearball got bumped off the ice. Yeah. And Trupp has it. Wrapped away from him by Fisher. And here's Hopeful to shovel it up on the left side. Schrader back for Bearball, looking for Hopeful, and that was shut down totally.
Oh, no.
A hard hit, and it will be called on the penalty. But Bearball, it is James. And he's back up.
That should have been fiber. It isn't.
His feet weren't moving very much after the hit, and we feared the worst. Good to see he's up.
The Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe welcomes you.
Hi, I'm Anthony LaPanta in the Fox Sports North studios. Make sure you stay with us after the game for Quest Gophers Live, including the Toyota postgame wrap. We'll take a look at a couple of the things we previewed in the pregame show, show you how the Gophers' inability to match the physical play of the Sioux led to a rough start tonight. Defensive zone breakdowns have been a problem for the Gophers all night, and we'll hear from head coach Don Lucia. All coming up after the game on Quest Gophers Live. Frank and Doug.
And we'll be here too. We'll be right there with you. Stride for stride. It's a 5-minute penalty for checking from behind on the boards and the automatic game misconduct that's handed out to Gleason. Joe Gleason, the freshman out of Edina. Now here's Malone. We're down to 3.5 minutes, and it's just safe face time now.
You know, Frank, when you're playing and you're just muscling somebody, that's a lot of fun to play. Just making a joke out of it.
Blood breaks his stick on this shot. Will that help the Gophers? Already up with a power play. Now the Fighting Sioux, one more man short with that broken stick as Blood takes Bearball to the corner. Here's a chance for Ness in front of him. Hopped off the skate, short-handed 2-on-1. Zajac and Lamoureux, they just converted moments ago. This one goes off a Minnesota skate. Schrader got it as far as the line. And Dumped all the way down the rink now by Mardo.
I'm speechless, Frank, because if I say something, I can't come up with anything positive. So you're on this horse.
You're on your own.
You're riding on this. No, I will not leave you.
Yeah, first night of the year, Doug. There's not much voice left here, so you're not going anywhere. Played by Sacchetti to the point. Fisher. This gets deflected high. And Sacchetti and Fisher again. Carmen hopped away from Letty. And Lucia behind the net. Looking for Carmen. Two men on him in a curve. One to the body, one to the puck. Lucia centering pass, and it's cleanly picked off and dumped all the way down on Kangas.
I was going to make one comment on the power play since it reflects passing. I don't think Minnesota's completed more than 3 passes in a row anywhere on this ice sheet tonight. Or another consecutive. 1, 2 is hard to find. 3rd, I think, impossible.
This one hit somebody on the bench, so the face-off is going to be back into the North Dakota zone. So the Gophers get a bit of a break there on that odd bounce with 94 seconds left.
You know, the guys are... I just have a feeling there's some flu going on. Without making some guys... There's so many people with dead legs. And I can't think they're afraid to play.
Launched all the way down the rink again. 1:25 to go in the 3rd period in the game, which the Gophers could ride out with a major power play. Technically speaking, however. And nice job to grab it, and Ben Blood gets rid of it.
You know, Minnesota started this game at first 2 shifts plus were flying. So they came out with the right intentions.
Bouncing puck off the skate, dumped out of the rink again. Now under a minute to go in this 4-0 game. Brad Eidsness benched for his 2nd career shutout. Here comes Lofquist. A near takeaway by Lamoureux. And won't this be one for him to enjoy? Now McWilliam trying to just basically play keep away and protecting their goaltender at this point. Budish couldn't get it. It's off the rail, the block by Ness, who tries to shovel it back ahead. 15 left. Burkholt's trying to knock it loose. Budish is there. It gets away from Ness, and that might be the final bit of writing on the shutout bid. Lofquist gains the zone. One last shot kicked away at the horn. And the shutout for the goaltender Eidsness. A 4-0 convincing win over the Golden Gophers.
Well, let it not be blamed on the goaltender for Minnesota. Because if he could have taken the paddle out and played in the other 2 zones, they may have had a chance.
That guy that you're talking about made 39 saves. Eidsness in his 2nd career shutout, 22 saves. For much more on this game and a preview of Quest Gophers Live, we send it back to our Fox Sports North studio. Here's Anthony LaPanta.
Frank, a disappointing start to the Minnesota season. They fall 4-0 in North Dakota, the first time they've been shut out by the Sioux in 10 years. We'll talk more about the rough start, show you the defensive breakdowns, hear from Don Lucia, and answer your text questions on Quest Gophers Live.